Hello again. Now, the Johannesburg Road Agency has ramped up efforts to repair roads damaged by December's floods. The agency recently outlined several recovery measures, which include a regional project plan that will assist the repairs. Louis Nel is the acting JRA CEO, is joining us now for more. Good afternoon, Mr. Nel, and welcome to today. Thank you very much for your time here on eNCA. In fact, when I was driving to work at some point today, along one of the main routes or routes, depending which pronunciation you prefer, of Johannesburg, in the northern parts, I saw a vehicle from JRA having a cordon off one part of that main road where there's been a number of potholes for quite some time, and they were busy fixing them. Is this now your focus? Are you prioritizing fixing these potholes that were worsened by last year's floods?
Afternoon, Dan. What we are currently focusing on is we have come up with a whole plan to deal with all the damages with regards to the storms that we have faced over December. So the pothole repair is an ongoing process. It is part of our focus to look at that, but not the potholes isn't isolated to what we are planning with our service delivery at this point in time.
So you've got a project plan. I mean, what will you be focused on? You've got the usual challenges, but there were also some very big gaping holes in parts of Johannesburg last year.
Yeah, the video feed that you have just shown, that is actually a Kilburn Bridge. So what we will be focusing on is some of the bridges and then also the stormwater drainage system. So we are planning to buy 16 jet vac machines so that we can deal with the real issues, and that is opening up our stormwater systems, and then also to have maintenance plans in place that look at these stormwater systems in an ongoing fashion. Then also together with that is to look at our bridges, and not just the bridges itself, but also upstream and downstream from the bridges, to look at how the water gets together and how they dam up, especially in front of the bridges, and what causes the damming of this. I just would like to also note and to also say to the public that it's important that we do not litter within our stormwater systems, and with dumping and illegal dumping, it causes a major problem to our infrastructure, as it causes our infrastructure to block. We get in continuous spill of water onto the bitumen, and then within a short period of time, that bitumen will degrade as the layer works underneath will get wet, and then you see with water damage and deterioration of the road sections itself.
Yeah, you did some flood damage assessments, I understand, towards the end of December as a JRA. How much damage has been caused? I mean, how much are you in for?
Okay, our initial assessment was in the region of between 120 and 150 million rand worth of damage. Now, in the period of 28th to the 31st of December, MISA, the Municipal Infrastructure Support Agent, actually came with our JRA teams, and they've confirmed the damage, and the damage confirmed was slightly higher. It was in the region of about 180 million rand worth. So that is the figure that we're sitting at. Now the figure might change slightly as to some of the waterlogged areas is still there, and we are still dealing with it.
Yeah, I don't know how you're funded. I don't know who's responsible in the council for your budget, or as an agency you are on a standalone. Do you have enough funds at this stage to carry on with this special regional project plan to fix the potholes in and around Johannesburg?
Currently, we've got a regional operational budget which take care of the day-to-day operations. Now, obviously, this damage that we have incurred of 180 million rand is not budgeted for by the JRA. So we are doing emergency work with the current budget that we have by securing the sites, making sites safe for traffic to flow, and then also to put in traffic diversion plans and measures in place to have traffic diverted. Now, it is uncomfortable when you've got heavy vehicles flowing through a suburban area, and then obviously those roads are not made for that kind of traffic, and then you sit with further damage to the roads as a result of heavy vehicles moving in and out. So we are requesting further budget to allow us to alleviate the pressure. And we are hoping to get that budget soon, but at this stage, it's a matter dealt with at city level at this point in time.
Yeah. Do you have an idea, I mean, how long fixing some of the bridges will take? I mean, a bridge requires quite a lot of engineering, specialized engineering, as you would know. I mean, you are the expert, Mr. Nel, working with the roads agency. I mean, I was driving in the Roodepoort area there by Reimsech the other day, and I saw that bridge on Hendrik Potgieter Road, which has still been shut and it's been closed off. I didn't see any work in progress from my vantage point. I don't know if the work there has started, but that kind of work, how long would it take the JRA to fix that bridge?
Okay, now some of these bridges, we want to see if we can repair them within the first 6 months of this year. There is one pedestrian bridge which we want to have completed by the end of January, which will allow school children to have access to their school by using that bridge. Then some of the bridges, which is quite big, right, will take longer to get sorted out, as the budget requirements on them is more severe, and also the engineering works that goes together with that and the planning for that is going to take more time. Then also, we don't just want to get stuck on repairing the bridges to the current state they are. We actually want to future-proof them by actually see whether we can increase the sizes of the pipes that goes underneath, as well as looking at the engineering works to expand on the capacity of those bridges as well. Then also to look at the river flow to make sure that the river level upstream and downstream is handled for, and that there's collection point for debris, like for instance trees and rubbish and that sort of thing. So we're trying to design for future situations as well. And then also our designs need to take in account as to what is in the water and what is causing the damages at this point in time.
And we are all suffering from the impact of climate change, as we know. We are told by weather specialist, Mr. Nel, that weather storms are going to get even more extreme as we go into the future. Final question, in the new design that you're talking about, are you going to bear that in mind, that you're designing for a future where there's climate change?
We want to see that we take into account as much as possible. Now, further to climate change, we must also realize that as we are paving more and more sections of the city, people do a development, more roads gets added, and then you're also adding pavement. You're actually causing a system whereby water drains very fast, as the water don't seep into the ground. And after years of development, you actually add to the water flow, and then that together with the current weather patterns then creates situations where you get flash flood scenarios. So and it is then to look at the bridges that was built in the past to open their capacity and to make sure that they are future-proofed in order for the situation to alleviate itself and to not have the same situation in future. Unfortunately, all of these things is connected to budgets and also to have people that's got the right visions and mindedness in order for this to happen. Thank you.